the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, he is known by many names. The Fallen One, the Disgraced One, and the most well-known title of all, the King of Curses, Ryomen Sukuna. But wait, what if I told you that he's not really evil, and actually a good guy? Some of you might find it hard to believe, but this two-faced, four-armed Giga Chad he's a good boy. And I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna prove it. According to the Nihon Shoki, a Japanese history/mythology book, Sukuna was labeled as a rebel. Seriously? Why? Number 1, in some stories he refused to kneel to the imperial court, which was led by the Yamato clan at that time. And according to most sources, he defied their order. Number 2, they portrayed him as a murderer who killed thousands of people. Ooh, that's scary. Yeah, that's why Emperor Nintoku sent the shogun Takefurukuma no Mikoto to defeat him. You know what, this version of the story is kinda sus. Because if Sukuna truly is this bloodthirsty monster, why do people in the Hida region love him and worship him? Also, what exactly is this order from the imperial court that Sukuna defied? To understand this, let's first learn who Sukuna was in the eyes of his people. He ruled in the Hida region, and in that place he was not a demon who ruled his lands with tyranny. Instead, he was known as a benevolent ruler and a wise guardian. It was mentioned that he introduced Buddhism, or in the proper pronunciation, Buddhism, in Hida, built temples, slew demons by the way, and even dragons. Plus, they even refer to him as a god incarnate. He is a being with two faces on one body. Each had faces in the opposite direction like this statue, for example. Sukuna has extra limbs, wields 2 swords, and carries 2 bows and arrows. This guy is dangerous, like my mom, with her favorite weapon. In the Hiyomo version, Sukuna still has the extra limbs, but he wore armor, carried a staff, and wielded 2 axes. And did you know that he can use those axes to hit that subscribe button? With his malformed form, he might not sound attractive, but what I do love about this Sukuna is that he is kind-hearted and overpowered. According to legends in Takayama City, Sukuna stands at a towering height of 18 meters. That's like 8 Shaquille O'Neals stacked on top of each other. It's also said that he was an incarnation of Kannon, the Bodhisattva of compassion. One of my favorite stories about Ryomen Sukuna is when the emperor ordered him to defeat the demon Shichina of Mount Kurai. The legend also mentions a sacred treasure known as the Hair of Shichina. While in Shimono-ho in Seki City, Sukuna slew a poisonous dragon. By the way, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our subscribers at Ronin_edits101 for a comment that actually inspired some of the info on this content. Let's give him a big round of applause, guys. Love you, my dog. After he received the subjugation order, what happened next? Sukuna knew that Mikoto would come to subdue him. To spare the village from the upcoming war, Sukuna decided to leave. I mean, if this guy was truly born evil, why would he care for the safety of the people? I don't know, man. I'm starting to like this guy. He was also welcomed by the villagers, but Sukuna was worried about causing them problems. That's why he chose to use a stone that had fallen from the roof of a house as a DIY pot lid to prepare his meals. In his honor, the festival Nihon Ichi Sukuna Nebo is held in Takayama City, Gifu Prefecture. What's that? It means Japan's best Sukuna hotpot. During this festival, the residents gather to cook a massive stew in Sukuna's enormous pot, using 5,000 liters of water, 300 kilograms of pork, and around 10 types of local vegetables. Hiya! Too many ingredients. This stew can feed 2,500 people, with each person receiving 200 milliliters of broth. Seriously? That sounds delicious. Save me one. Sadly, the festival stopped happening in 2008 due to the pot's old age. It's no longer in use today. Hey, what the heck? According to the legends in Gero City, when Sukuna went to Dewagahira, a small mountain in Kanayama, Sukuna prayed for 37 days, praying for the safety of the nation and a bountiful harvest. So, what kind of demon will pray for 37 days? Sukuna, along with his men, was ambushed by their enemy led by the General Mikoto at Mount Dainichi. Team Sukuna fought for a while, but they were at a disadvantage. Their forces retreated and disappeared into the mountains. It was also mentioned that when the Imperial army arrived at Nakatsubaru, they saw a white dove flying northward. In many cultures, a white dove can symbolize peace and hope. But thanks to that damn bird, Mikoto headed straight north and continued to hunt down Sukuna. General Mikoto and his army eventually reached Mount Norikura, and with one look, he knew that Sukuna was there. Mikoto discovered Sukuna's stronghold, a double-sided cave and natural fortress. The Imperial army climbed the rocky mountain, leading to a fearsome battle. During that battle, Sukuna was godly. It was said that he had the strength of 50 men, and he proved it by hurling rocks and large trees at his enemies. Unfortunately, Sukuna's small force gradually grew tired. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, at the cave's entrance, a dramatic showdown had begun. In the left corner, we have the beast, the OG, four-armed Ryomen Sukuna. In the right corner, the warrior with the very long name, General Takefurukuma no Mikoto. In the end, our boy Sukuna was subdued, bound, and captured. Mikoto was actually impressed by Sukuna's superhuman abilities. That's why he encouraged Sukuna to surrender and follow peacefully. Sukuna, though, remained defiant, and Mikoto had no choice but to ultimately defeat him. Damn, I guess Mikoto must have been even stronger. But with all these references I've found, I'm starting to think, did Mikoto actually defeat or kill Sukuna, or is this just another edited version of history, if you know what I mean? We all know how the real world works, right? So quickly subscribe, because at Quote the Anime, we give you both sides of the story. Let me make this even spicier. What if I told you that Sukuna is not a single being? During the reign of Emperor Nintoku, there existed a powerful clan in the Hida region known as Ryomen Sukuna. Yup, not a single entity, but a family. Really, senpai? This badass clan was also mentioned in the Nihon Shoki, and the story goes that they killed a dragon. But this wasn't just any ordinary fire-breathing lizard. It was a dragon god. Right in the very place where the dragon god once resided, Ryomen Sukuna built a shrine. If this clan is cool and powerful, then everything makes sense. What? Senpai, what are you saying? I'm saying this means that the portrayal of Sukuna as an evil demon that terrorized the people is propaganda by the Yamato imperial family. They did this to take over the Sukuna clan's territory. This unfavorable depiction might have even resulted in the nickname Ryomen, which means two faces, or should I say two-sided, because there are two sides to this story. One represents a heartless demon. The other side represents a powerful yet kind-hearted being, or a family, that fell victim to greed and power. If the real life Ryomen Sukuna was actually defeated by Takefurukuma no Mikoto, is it possible Mikoto reincarnated as Yuji Itadori?